A hat's crooked.
Ah,
No, it's not.
all right. I told you what the date was earlier, but I forgot.
Fifth.
December 5th, 4 o'clock Central Time.
December 5th.
Wow.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem possible.
December 5th.
You know
20 days till Christmas.
That's what I was fixing to say. You know what that means?
20 days till Christmas.
And you know what?
What?
We have not had Holly a year yet.
Can y'all believe that? Holly is not she's over a year, but she hasn't been here a year. This seems like she's been here forever.
It does. It feels like she's been here as long as Gidget and Arlo. Of course, Dee Dee's the shortest of the bunch.
Right.
She feels like she's always been here.
Yeah, she's like she's been here forever.
Wow. I had to look to see.
Maybe it's because she's everywhere I go. I don't know.
I don't know either, but I looked in my messages.
Yeah.
Where I communicated with Miss Penny.
Right.
When she put her on Facebook Marketplace or whatever it was, one of those sites. And December 21st is when we got her last year.
That's crazy.
And y'all, we thought that when we let her out of the car that she might run off. And so we put her in the garden area, which was fenced in.
Mm-hmm.
And it took her not very long to get warmed up. And buddy, it was on like Donkey Kong. Do you remember her running?
She ran and ran and ran and ran and ran. I may have to go back and watch that video. It's coming up.
Yeah,
it's coming up. But she was, we thought she was going to run off. And from the time we got here, she latched on to me.
She did. She rode home in your lap.
Yep.
If I remember correctly.
She did.
She rode home in your lap. And, of course, she was very scared because she didn't know what was going on.
Right.
Heck, we didn't know what was going on.
I was scared, too. We just got this dog that I've been told that are
very,
very active.
Very high energy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't plan on talking about Holly, but
that's okay.
That's just how it rolls around here.
Here we go. Good.
I think that it's a breed of dog that we will always have.
Yeah, I think so too.
One, not multiple.
Not multiples. One.
And then, do you remember Sunny came out to that area to kind of greet her?
Yeah, that's right.
And Holly got along with Foxy and
she did.
And Sunny and Jewel.
And that was Holly's original name.
Sunshine.
And we already had a Sunshine.
We couldn't do Sunshine.
So we couldn't have double Sunshines. And Mary Carl named her Holly because it was Christmas time.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, that's not a good fit. It's not a good fit. But now I think it's absolutely perfect.
It's perfect. She is a mess. And literally, when I tell y'all.
She's your shadow.
She's my shadow. She is my shadow. You can see her in the background of the videos. But I talk to her like a human. And but if I go in that barn and I don't know what it is about dogs and cat poo
stuff.
But y'all, when we let any of our darn dogs in that barn, that's the first place they go to is the dadgum litter box.
It is, and it's gross.
But I fixed it today.
Did you?
I did.
Well, I hope you don't make the cats go up high to do that.
Nope, I just set them in the stalls.
Oh, okay.
I set them in some empty stalls. And so now when they go, they go all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
But the dogs can't get it, but the cats can.
Oh, that's good. And Dee Dee, y'all, I think Dee Dee's worse than Holly.
God, man, it's unreal.
And I can't turn my back in there with Dee Dee.
It is unreal.
Dee Dee's sitting right here, by the way. But I was thinking, because I brought Dee Dee up here. I carried her up here because we realized Dee Dee has to be a Pomeranian because her voice box is turned on.
It has turned on.
It is turned on. She and Gidget have rival barking.
Yeah.
And if I had left her down there, she would be barking.
Mm-hmm.
So the best thing was for me to bring her up here, even though she didn't want me to pick her up. Let me show her to y'all. Promise you she's here. But my thoughts were, okay, so we hadn't had Holly a year.
Right.
But we also hadn't had Dee Dee, and we hadn't had the boys a year.
No.
That means a lot has happened in a year.
A lot has happened.
A lot has happened in a year. And y'all, last night, I always go and let Dee Dee out right before we go to bed. She's good about going out, but she won't tell me she needs to go out when I'm ready to go to bed.
At decent hours.
She doesn't have to go.
She's got her own clock.
She does. But so I make her go outside right before we go to bed. And last night, when I turned the light on, Bandit was laying at the door like he typically does. Don't know where Rocky was, with Tucker curled up right here. And of course, I didn't have my phone with me. I couldn't get a picture. As soon as I opened the door, they moved. But Tucker is the boy's shadow, and she can hold her own.
Yeah,
she likes
isn't that crazy?
Them, she plays with them, but when she's had too much, she lets them know about it, and they back off.
They're gentlemen.
They're gentlemen, so to speak.
Gentlemen.
I just went outside, and lo and behold, Pink was on the side porch.
Oh, Pink.
I couldn't believe it because she comes every day. I go down to the barn and give her, I know I probably shouldn't do this, but I give her a can of food down at the barn.
Right.
And then she comes up here to eat dry food that stays on the side porch. But it's usually during hours that we don't necessarily go outside.
She's nocturnal.
Meaning
pretty much nocturnal.
So Mama had to borrow some cat food. And we walked out there on the side porch, and she recognized Pink really doesn't meow. But when she does, it's real faint.
Like a little squeak.
And Mama came back inside, and she said, "Bro, Pink's out here." And of course, I had to go outside and visit with her for a few, because that's uncommon. It's usually during the night. Anyway, that's all. That was good. Ring around the roses.
Into that. What I was going to say before we got off the subject of cat baby roos or cat Tootsie Rolls.
Oh, Jason, don't say that.
Is that so? I got where I would shut the doors because I didn't want them in there, because they'll just sit there and just act like it's an open buffet in the litter box. And so I'll shut the doors, and I can be in that barn 10 minutes. I can be in that barn for an hour. I can be in that barn for 2 hours. And when I open up them double doors, Holly's sitting there with the biggest smile on her face, like, "What? I've been waiting on you."
Well, Dee Dee doesn't do that. If I don't let her in, she stands there and barks the entire time.
Oh, Holly, though. Holly's not a barker.
She's not a barker.
She only barks when she sees a stranger and when she's playing. But pretty much that. She's not a big barker.
Speaking of, since the boys have been here, I have seen a side of Foxy that I have not ever seen.
Yes, goodness.
So Foxy, she, for the most part, lives at my mama's. She doesn't stay inside all the time, but if it's bad weather, she comes in, or if it's really cold. Anytime Mama seems fit, she comes inside. But Mama has Foxy, Jewel, and Sunshine. And Foxy really doesn't, she's really independent with them. She doesn't care if they're there or not.
Yeah.
They're not friends. They're not foes. They just exist. But not with the boys. Y'all, those boys are her new life. She loves them.
She does.
She doesn't care for Holly. If they're playing, Holly kind of stands her distance because she knows Foxy doesn't care for her. And I don't know what it is. It's just Foxy is strange like that. But she loves those boys. It is like she realizes they got a little bit of what she is in them. And if you guys have ever had a Great Pyrenees, I have found this in everyone we've ever had. They have a distinct smell. Yeah,
they do.
And I say Pyrenees, but Rocky and Bandit smell the same as Foxy, and Lulu, which y'all don't know Lulu, but she was another Pyrenees we had, and Bear.
Yep.
They all had a distinct smell, unlike any of our other dogs. I don't know what it is. But it's different. It's not a dog smell. It's just a distinct smell. When I see Pyrenees from now on, I'm going to have to pull off the side of the road and go give them a sniff and see if it's true for all. I seem to see more Pyrenees lost on these, or, found, I should say, found that are not where they should be.
Right.
Than any other dog on the lost and found. And I think it's because they like to roam. So
they do. Well, They do like to roam. They do. Now,
Rocky and Bandit don't.
Rocky and Bandit, knock on wood, so far, don't. But
Bear did, and Foxy would go right with
Bear
him.
did, but Foxy would follow Bear.
Yeah, she didn't do
Now,
it on her
since
own.
Bear's, passed away, Foxy doesn't roam off.
She doesn't.
So I kind of wonder if it may be a
Male thing?
a male thing with those.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Because obviously it doesn't say the sex. It just
Right.
says Pyrenees, on the side of the road in such and such location. So
I don't know. I think that's what it is.
But ours
Yep.
are males and they haven't gone anywhere. But they're not Pyrenees either. They're
Yeah.
Anatolian Pyrenees super mutt mix.
Super mutts.
Oh, I know what made me think about it.
What?
So I realized that today is the day that I was supposed to give Rocky and Bandit. They take a 3-month flea, tick, and
That's
whatever
right.
else peel.
That's right.
And so today was the day I give it to them. And theirs is, of course, for dogs 100 pounds or whatever. So that thing is about the size of a quarter.
It's pretty big.
It's pretty big.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be a chewable, and they're supposed to like the flavor of it, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They are picky. They are picky eaters. They don't not like Gidget. I mean, Gidget would take their peel, her peel, everybody else's peel. That's just the way she is. And pretty much
the rest of the dogs.
Yeah, I was going to say the rest of the dogs we don't have any problem with.
Right.
Oh my gosh. We have to have a meeting. We have to have a talk.
It's like me and Mary Carl trying to take medicine.
It very much so is. It aggravates me.
Yep.
I break the peel up. I put it in a piece of cheese.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, well, one of them took it. Which one was it? But the other one won't take it. So I've got one still sitting on the counter.
Ain't taking it yet.
Bandit has not taken his yet.
And cheese don't work.
Cheese doesn't work.
What about maybe I'll try peanut butter?
I've tried peanut butter.
It didn't work.
They end up just spitting it back out.
Get the peanut butter off of it and spit it out.
So, yeah, that's what got me on the subject to them, because that's what I was doing right before I came up here.
Yeah.
So I said to myself, I have got to remember which dog needs the peel. The green collar one needs the peel. The red one took his. And then Bandit, of course, he ate all the cheese and spit the peel back out.
Zoe or Nick, I don't know which one it is, said try sausage. Liver sausage. We don't have liver sausage.
Jeez, I'm not going to have to cook them
sausage.
I'm not going to have to cook them a 3-course meal to get their peel down. But it looks like I maybe had
bologna. Somebody, I bet they would like.
Mama's got bologna. I think I could maybe. I don't know. I don't know if they take it. It's got to be something that's going to adhere to it.
Yeah.
And they got to accidentally swallow it.
I like Mary's her suggestion.
What?
A jelly donut.
Oh goodness!
I could do that myself.
That wouldn't make it out to the. That wouldn't make it out to the boys.
Oh, somebody said try canned cat food. They do like cat food.
They do. They try to. When I go down and feed Pink her can at the old barn, I shut the doors behind me, and their little heads, little. Their big heads peek through there because they know what I'm doing. They know I'm feeding her a can of cat food, and I can just see eyes just glazing at me, through that
cat food. That may be it. Somebody said a hot dog. I bet a hot dog would work because you could just.
It's just the peel is so big. It's an odd shape. By the time I half it, it's a nickel.
Yeah.
Thank goodness I don't have to do it. Well, I do their heartworm medicine every month, but for some reason they don't have a problem with it.
Vienna sausage.
Vienna. That's how I say it. Vienna.
It is a Vienna sausage. It is a Vienna sausage.
Yeah, luckily their heartworm medicine, they take that like they should, thankfully, and it's a lot smaller. And this only has to be done every 3 months. So I got to come up with the solution.
Liver. People start saying, a lot of people are saying liver.
Goodness, I have to confess.
Ryan must have said something funny because I'm seeing a lot of laughing faces with Ryan. There's no telling what he said.
I've never eaten liver.
You've never had liver?
I've never had liver. Huh. Did you hear the lady? I got a haircut today. Jason got a haircut today. There was a lady in our haircut place, actually 2 ladies, getting their haircut. And y'all know that we don't tell people what we do or whatever. We just, don't. There's no reason for it. But our haircut lady knows what we do. Mm-hmm. So we're talking about, new stuff is going on at the farm.
And we mentioned the honey.
We mentioned the honey. And so these two ladies perked up and they were like, y'all have honey? And we were like, yeah. And one of them said, well, my husband didn't tell me that. And he watches every one of your videos. And the other one said, well, I hadn't had a chance to watch that one yet, but we watch everything y'all do. And we were so excited to hear about the honey. And it was so funny because they wouldn't have said anything.
They wouldn't have said a word.
And unless we had,
Mention the honey.
Yeah, mention the honey.
The tickle me was the one lady said, I keep trying to get out there to get eggs, but they're always sold out.
That's my point was, is she said something about she didn't drink coffee.
Mm-hmm.
She loved the smell of it.
That was the hairdresser.
She loved the smell of liver.
Yeah.
And everybody in there was like, you like the smell of liver. I think liver stinks.
Well, she explained it that when she was a kid, that her mama would always cook liver
with onions.
Mm-hmm. Now, onions being sauteed smells good.
It does.
It's just something about that. You're fixing to have something good to eat. So that was her memory as being a child growing up, and I don't know how old she was.
But I always thought that liver, had a foul smell to it.
Now, I've had liver, which I've had chicken and beef, and the chicken, I've had as a pate, but the beef, one of my parents liked it. I can't.
Your daddy used to cook beef liver.
I think my dad is the one that liked it, but I did not like it at all. Well, it's there's nothing in the world that tastes like it. Zero. And I think people either just can't stand it and hate its guts, or they like it. There's no way I'll eat a little bit of liver. There's no in between team there. You're either team liver or you're team gross.
I'm not a person that won't try new things.
Mm-hmm.
I would try it, but I'm not going to prepare it so I can try it.
Right.
Does that make sense? If somebody else cooks it, yeah, I'll taste it, but I'm not going to cook it to give it a try.
And I've had fried chicken livers too.
My mama said that her and my daddy, did you hear her talking about it the other day?
Yep, eating the fried chicken livers.
Said that when they, when I was younger or whatever, that they loved fried chicken livers from Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something, I guess I just missed that outing because I never ate it.
It's extremely good for you.
Not fried.
I'm not fried, but in general, it's extremely good.
It's got a lot of iron, doesn't it?
A lot of iron, a lot of nutritional there, but some people like it. Some people like it. Some people kind of like cilantro.
Yeah.
To me, there's nobody.
Like soap or
either you like cilantro, I take that back. You love cilantro or you despise cilantro, and I think liver is the same way.
Well, I like cilantro, so maybe I would like liver.
Yep.
Speaking of cilantro, our daughter has asked that I take her to the food truck when the live's over.
We're going to get a taco?
Well, she didn't want a taco. She wants the chips. She said, Mama, I've been craving them. And I said, Mary Carl, I've got some corn tortillas here. I can put them in the air fryer and spray some avocado oil on them and put a little salt on them. And y'all, they're delicious. Aren't they, Jason?
They are good.
They're good.
They're good.
No, she really just wants it from the food truck.
I wonder if Ryan's on here still. Ryan, if you're still on here, well, it looks like we may be getting some street tacos, buddy.
Well,
I'll send you a picture.
If we go to the taco truck, I'm getting something different. Because I get the same thing every single time. And I don't know why. I don't know why I do that. Because I know everything's good.
Yeah, I may get something different. The tacos are so good.
See, you get the same thing every time.
I do get the same thing. But I normally get a pastor, a carnita, and a chorizo taco. And they're all 3 pork. And so I've been trying to stay away from it because they tell you it's bad for you. So I may get something. Hey,
different. Today is Tuesday. Don't they say Taco Tuesday?
Taco Tuesday.
Maybe Mary Carl knew that in the back of her mind, and she knew I didn't need to cook tonight.
Maybe so. I see Miss Nancy said that cilantro tastes like soap to her.
It does to a lot of people.
There's something genetic. Scientists have found this out. There's some people have a gene. That just sounds crazy. This sounds crazy saying this, but
Yeah.
that makes cilantro taste like soap to people. It's
My mama
crazy.
doesn't like it.
Yeah.
Mary Carl doesn't like it.
A
But
soap gene. Look at that.
you and I
Yeah.
love it.
We love it.
So
We love it. I thought Mary Crow liked it. She doesn't.
mm-mm.
Huh. I could eat it on everything.
I could too.
Yeah.
I could too. I just I almost feel like your meal's not complete if it's, Mexican and it doesn't contain cilantro.
It may be my favorite herb.
I like it too. And we didn't grow any.
It's
so finicky about getting too hot.
It is. I've always often wondered this, and I've never Googled it or researched it, and I probably should, but it's in Latin cuisine in everything. But it doesn't like hot weather.
Right.
So we have to grow it here in the fall or in the early spring. And I always find that odd that you would think
Yeah.
that it's such a staple of the Latin cuisine is you would think it'd be something that could tolerate heat. Now cilantro is actually 2 herbs. Yes, 2 herbs. When it bolts and gets past the cilantro stage, and I think I got this right, it turns into coriander.
Oh, yes, you're right.
So, believe it or not, if coriander and cilantro are the same thing. I think I got that right. Didn't I, guys?
I think you did.
I think I got that right. But I think when cilantro does get past its stage, it does turn into coriander.
Well,
crazy. I think it's coriander.
The odd thing is our weather is never consistent.
It's not.
Like it's cool today. I have a sweatshirt on. Tomorrow I could be wearing short sleeves.
Mm-hmm.
And that is not good growing conditions, I wouldn't think.
No.
We grew it well one year.
We grew it well one year, but we grow it in the seeds coriander. Okay, I did get it right. We grew it well in the fall. We grow it in the fall so good. I can grow it. I didn't plant it this year though, but I can grow it in the fall. But if I do grow it in the summer, it does bolt
quickly,
very quickly, and it's not cilantro anymore.
And we were talking earlier about you wanted to plant some milkweed.
I did. Me and Mary Carl watched I think it was on Disney Plus. It was about migration.
Mm-hmm.
And they talked about this barn swallow or some type of swallow. I know I'm getting that wrong. Mary Carl's here, I'd get in big trouble. But this barn swallow that traveled 4,000 miles from Africa to the UK. And we may have some UK people on here that can tell me what type of swallow this was, but it was so fascinating. But they followed the monarch butterfly too.
Oh, y'all didn't tell me this part.
Yeah. And so it was just unreal about the monarch. And so that made me want to plant a lot of milkweed this year. I would like to have, a big area of nothing but milkweed for the monarch butterflies that do pass through our area.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like we see more now than we ever have. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what the reason is.
I think it's the area we live in because they like open and prairie. So this show was very, you hear about monarchs, you know what they look like. You hear that they're having issues and all this, but I've never, watched a documentary about it. So, it's a lot more
involved
than I thought. Number one, for that little butterfly to travel that far, I didn't know that they go to the Midwest. That's where they're headed for.
Mm-hmm.
The open plains and the prairies in the Midwest. So they're leaving Mexico and going to the open plains in the Midwest because there's an abundance of milkweed in that area. And I was like, I didn't know that. I had no idea. But I also didn't know that they hibernate in Mexico. And so they wake up, it's just looks like millions of them.
I've seen that part of it.
All right. Well, it's 3 generations of them to get to the Midwest, which I didn't know. That first generation that wakes up, she makes a cocoon and it hatches eggs. Then they make a cocoon in the South, which is Texas. I guess could be in our area, but in this area that's south of the United States, she'll pass away, lay eggs, and then pass away. So that one comes up. So that's generation number 2. And they make it to the Midwest. And then they do the same thing. She lays the eggs and then she passes away. And that's generation number 3. Well, there's so much food for them to eat in the Midwest that they make one trip from the Midwest all the way back to Mexico.
That's amazing.
Amazing. And you just think about that little bitty, how fragile a butterfly is to travel that far. It just blows my mind.
When we went to our meet and greet in Vernon, Florida, at Black Barn Blossoms, we went down to St. Andrews State Park. And that was in, what, October? Yeah, it was in October. And there were monarchs everywhere down there, which I was kind of amazed because I felt like it was the wrong time of the year.
Right.
But, you know, I every time I would try to take a video or a picture of one of them, it, of course, would fly on. But they were in abundance. And I was just mystified at how there were so many there at that time.
It is amazing. And we do have milkweed here. It's a native milkweed here. And I guess that's probably what a lot of them stop and be. And I know milkweed's poisonous and all that. So if I do plant it, it will be contained. And
well, our animals are all contained.
Yeah. So nobody will get near it or anything like that. But I would love to plant some milkweed for them.
Well, I've got big plans for the bees and butterflies. And I would love to, even in the back in the potager garden, when we get back on that, while we plan to plant some herbs and, you know, tomato plants and such as that, I think we'll have ample space to add some, maybe even milkweed and maybe some, you know, a butterfly garden intermingled with the raised beds.
I would love to have a butterfly, for real legit pretty butterfly or pollinator garden.
We've always been fascinated with that, but we've never had it come together to where it was what we wanted. You know, we kind of get started and stop at a few plants, but I think we can make it work.
Yep, I think so too. And you know, of course, we're going to do it in the bee area or the bee yard,
right?
Or
apiary.
Apiary.
The apiary. Y'all, when we first decided where we were going to put the apiary, my wheels start turning. And even though I've made these couple of projects that have been kind of crafty, I'm not I don't know. We won't get into that. But anyway, I had these ideas of putting this big archway in the front of where the bees are going to go. And I still have that idea.
Yeah, I agree.
And I've about decided that I think telephone poles will work. We could get Brant to come.
We got one in the pasture over there.
Well, I can get telephone poles. That won't be a problem.
That one's so big it could be cut in half.
I want this thing to be like Jurassic apiary. Okay? It's gonna be legit.
Oh, we need 2 torches on the side.
Yes. Of it. Gas lanterns, please. But you're gonna know it from the highway. You're gonna know this Jurassic apiary is here.
That's funny.
But I get something in my mind and my wheels start turning, and I just want it to come together.
Yeah.
And I think it will. You know, we just got to get some fires put out first and not skip around. And oh goodness,
that's right.
It's going to happen though.
Big dreams.
Big dreams.
It's going to happen.
We want to tarp that area back behind the bees soon, hopefully, to get our soil prepared to when springtime does come, we can make it massive. Just sunflowers and cosmos and a mix of all sorts of pollinating plants. You know, you took the cuttings off the basil.
I did. And they look, and I don't think I've lost a single cutting off the basil.
Well, don't say that out loud.
I know, but I mean, usually when I take cuttings, it's usually a 50% ratio there. 50% make it and 50% do not. But the basil has done, and you know, I'm going to be honest with you. Listen, I love Jason and Shelly to death at Petals from the Past because that's where we got the basil from. And if y'all follow us, y'all know who I'm talking about. If you don't, our favorite nursery is Petals from the Past, and the owner is Jason Powell and his wife Shelly. And he told me to take cuttings off this basil and do cuttings off of it. And y'all, I'm like, why in the world would I take cuttings off basil? And I thought, this is just the craziest idea. You know, my first instinct was to save the seeds off of it, but come to find out this African blue basil is a hybrid, which means they've cross-pollinate 2 basil plants to get this one. So if I save the seeds, and the seeds wouldn't be true.
Right.
You know, you'd get, you know, a third of them would be whatever the first basil was, a third of them be. So that wasn't going to work. And that's why they told me to take cuttings off of it. And then he asked his wife, Shelly, both said, take cuttings.
Every time we went, in between the time that we got the African blue basil until he knows that we took cuttings, did y'all take your cuttings yet?
Did you take your cuttings yet?
Don't forget to take your cuttings, because this plant is just amazing for the bees. So much so that, how many cuttings did you take?
I got 48.
48. We have 3 plants out there.
Y'all, and one plant gets
It's like
massive.
I'm gonna make something happen.
It gets massive.
It gets massive. It's still hanging in there. It's not looking real pretty. I wouldn't want to take a cutting of it now.
Yeah.
But I am very impressed with, if we plant 48 plants out there, we're gonna have
bees from 3 counties.
Well, I was gonna say from Africa, which might not be a good thing.
Oh man.
Because the thing that mystifies me is the bees are a little bit bigger than the hardware cloth. And so you can see, well, not the honeybees.
Yeah, the
some
bumblebees.
of the other bees that come and enjoy it. They do just like this and shimmy and shake and get their little cells in there because they're so attracted to that basil.
They love it. They remind me of, you you got your favorite pair of blue jeans or pants.
I hate blue jeans, by the way.
And, you've had them for about 6-7 years and they're wore out. They're perfect. They fit just right. But as you're getting older, the inches get a little bit bigger.
They get a little tighter.
And so they just don't fit. And you have to.
Yeah.
That's what they look like trying to go through that fence as you trying to, me trying to put my favorite pants on.
It's quite entertaining. And we welcome all bees, I mean.
Oh, gosh. We have it really blows my mind at the different type of native bees we have here. When I plant the flower gardens and I have the zinnias and the sunflowers and oh gosh, remember that super bee Facilia I planted?
Oh, well, that was you need to get some of that.
I'm going to get some of that. Y'all, there were so many bees everywhere, and a lot of them I have never seen before.
Well, Mary Carl has in her mind that she wants to plant some native grasses.
Okay.
She
we got some already.
What?
Out front, that pink muhly grass is native.
She wants to fill up an area, maybe one of the paddocks that's no longer being used, with native plants, just for the native idiots. Yeah. But birds can't access that.
I got you.
Her birds can, but she wants the other birds and such to be able to access it. And y'all, I want to know something. I haven't Googled it. I know Google's my friend, and I know I can find the answer to this, but y'all may know the answer outright. How in the world do you start cattails? Cat, meow, tails. And I'm not talking about kitty cats.
And you're wanting to put them by the pond?
I do. I want to put them by the pond. Mary Carl told me they will not become invasive because they're native.
Well, I still don't mean that they can...
Not take over.
Still can spread. You know what I mean?
I just love them.
Well, I do some research on that.
I have intended to, and I can't remember, but I love the way they look. And I'm thinking, do you have to? There's not the little things that fly. Is that what you?
Yeah, that's gonna be the seeds.
But I mean,
I would think that we could find some and pull a couple of plants up.
Some people are saying they will take over.
That's what I kind of thought the same thing too.
And she says they won't because they're native.
No, they're native. That still doesn't mean they won't spread like crazy.
Okay. Well, you need to have a talk with her because she thinks they won't.
They will. Yeah, they'll like lily pads.
Really?
Lily pads that take over a farm, and they're native.
Yeah, so, and they look pretty, but
they do look pretty.
They will take over.
Highly. Oh, yeah. We don't. We'll have to
do some research.
Before we did that.
Well, there's some at the lake where I take Mary Carl to take pictures. It's called Harrison Lake, and it's in Maplesville. And there's a lot of cattails, and it just brings back childhood memories to me because the place that my daddy fished, I went with him all the time, and it had cattails there, and I was always just thought they were beautiful. And of course, never thought I'd have a pond, and still don't have a pond. I have a mud hole, but I'm gonna have a pond.
Yeah.
And I'm planning ahead.
A lot of people are saying that they spread like crazy.
Okay.
Anywhere that's wet, it's going to take over.
So I may not want that. I may not be able to access the pond if we plant those.
Yeah.
Oh, well. There goes that idea.
There goes that idea.
I knew y'all would know.
Oh, well, I do want to say that I would like to personally, and I say this in the video that's coming out tomorrow, thank everybody for supporting us yesterday.
Yes.
The honey, and not only us, but a father-daughter, small, up and starting business, honey business, the beekeepers.
That's right.
So you're supporting two families there. So that we can't thank y'all enough for supporting us with how well the honey launch went yesterday. And for those that don't know, but I think everybody's on here that watches us knows that we launched the honey yesterday. But if not, we did.
Yes, we did. And we have both a 1 pound jar and a 2 pound jar.
Mm-hmm.
And the labels were not ready when this was bottled. So this was kind of taken before we launched it.
Yep.
But 1 pound and 2 pound, and just want y'all to be able to see the difference. Of course, you can tell it's twice as much in the 2 pound. But Miss Rachel and Mr. Roy are just
they're just
flabbergasted,
yes,
to say the least.
They are. They really are.
They feel like they have found a way to keep themselves in business.
Yep.
They're small time, but they still have to have an outlet.
That's right.
And we thank each and every one of you for supporting us with coffee, with calendars, honey, anything else that,
That's right. Absolutely. And I do want to say too that if you haven't been there, or if you didn't order the honey, then you didn't see, but the website has changed up, and we officially have our country store is what we're calling it. And that's something that we've been talking about for a long time, is to have like a little country store. And so this is our virtual little country store, and that's where the coffee and honey is now.
www.coghillfarm.com. And y'all, a few of y'all have said you can't find it, but it's there, and you may just need to oh my gracious.
Somebody told me to do it. Go ahead.
You may just need to, back out and start over, because it's staring you in the face. You just might be looking a little too hard. But everything's there. We also launched a new flavor of coffee.
We did. It's the
Jingle Bell Java.
No, it's Cog Hill Farm Christmas.
Okay.
And it's awesome too. We launched it yesterday too, and of course that helps us out and Ryan out.
That's right.
As well. And a lot of y'all supported us with that as well. And I just can't thank you guys enough. Just cannot thank you guys enough.
We tasted so many different ones.
Oh gosh, we did taste so many different ones to come up with that one. And I was going to tell them the flavor of this one, and you probably don't even know it.
I don't.
It's toasted pecans, caramel, vanilla, and cinnamon.
No wonder I like it.
That's the Cog Hill Farm Christmas coffee.
Well, there were some that were, a little too minty tasting, and some a little too, this one I feel like would appeal to most anybody.
Yep.
Especially if the pumpkin spice is on a whole different level from this, but if you like that subtle flavor that's not real overpowering, this just gives you a little hint of
it is
a hint of that.
That's
without being like your, drive-through specialty flavors. It's enough to make you put on a smile.
It is enough to make you put on a smile. And too, with the new website now, Jacqueline sent an email out to all the people that were subscribe. You can subscribe to the coffee, so you can set up a subscription. And the old system was you can only do 1 or 2 bags every month or something like that. With the new system it's like a bag a week or 2 bags a week. I mean, it's
your
so more
opportunities are endless.
It really is, and you have total control over it. But she did send out an email to the people that were coffee subscribers that once we switched over, that your old subscription would be canceled and you'd have to do it again.
Oh, I didn't know
that.
I
just wanted to tell people that on this video or on this live, just in case they didn't get that email, that your current subscription would be canceled and you have to do it again on our new system. So it's a way better system. When you go, I love it. It's way better. It's way better. Something we should have been done a long time ago, but It's way better now.
Well, I'm thankful for Jacqueline to be able to handle it all. She's been right there with us. And
Yes.
a matter of fact, when was it? Yesterday morning when we launched the honey, somebody sent an email and was having a slight issue. They couldn't get their quantity right.
Right.
And so I messaged Jacqueline, and she has a full-time job. I didn't expect to hear back from her just like that. And I said, Jacqueline, you are awesome. And she said, well, y'all are pretty awesome too.
What in the world did put his thumbs up?
Well, I was snapping, so maybe that's... Oh my gracious. This thing is crazy. It's not going to do it again.
There it goes. There it goes.
So that's for Jacqueline. Fireworks for Jacqueline.
Fireworks for Jacqueline. So I didn't tell you this. I got a text from Lester yesterday or day before yesterday.
Okay.
He said, Jason, you have been holding out on me.
What, he thinks you got a mullet?
No, he don't think I got a mullet.
He said that in the last live.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
He said, you've been holding out on me. He said, how come you didn't tell me about all these fireworks and stuff on these lives?
Did you tell him it was all accident? And
I told him. I said, man, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm terrible. I'm not terrible, but I talk with my hands a lot. And I said, it started happening during the lives that all of a sudden balloons are popping up, fireworks are going off, and we didn't have a
clue.
Got
little hearts that we didn't know
that was happening. And I said, then people started sending us emails with a list of what to do. And I said, honestly, man, the only one I know how to do is the heart one now and the fireworks. That's it. But he was making balloons come up. You know, we did this one day and it did something, but he was making balloons come up.
Lester?
Yeah. I thought he was doing this, but that's not working.
Huh.
So I don't know. But anyways, it was funny. It was a funny conversation between us. But yeah.
It is a funny happening, and we really don't intend on it to happen for the most part. It just starts.
Yeah, it just starts.
Jason, we forgot something.
What?
We forgot to tell people that they could order honey and coffee together.
They can.
Well, I don't know. You know, we've never said it, so.
No, well, I talked about it in my video.
Yeah, but these people may not know it.
Oh, but you can, when you go to our website, the honey and coffee is both there, so you can order together, even though it's shipped. The honey comes from Rachel and Roy, the beekeepers, and the coffee comes from Ryan. And we just want you guys to have the freshest product available.
That's
so
right.
That's why we're doing it this way. And so if you did order both, one of them may get there quicker than the other one. They may get there at the same time, but they're both coming.
They're both coming, even though they're going to be in separate boxes.
That's right. It will be.
I can't wait for y'all to try the honey. It's just amazing. And I've learned so much here in the past year about different honeys from different countries and how it can contain fillers. And, you know, it's not necessarily pure and it's not necessarily raw, but this is pure, raw, local to us honey.
That's right.
And bees go to such great lengths to make their honey, and we're so blessed to be able to offer it to you guys.
That's right.
And I wanted to let everybody know that there's no hard feelings with Tanya.
Well, I was going to say that too.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that some of the people that are asking about it yesterday didn't see the first video, maybe,
right,
where we got the bees, where I talked about how Tanya is a dear friend of ours, still a dear friend of ours. She invited us to go out to eat the other night. But she's a hobby beekeeper.
She has a full-time job.
Full-time job. And to be able to bottle, label, inventory, answer emails, mail and ship out honey is a full-time job in itself. And it was just way too much for her even to try to attempt.
Oh, she's not interested in quitting her day job. So
exactly.
She's carrying on with that. And she was very happy for us. She saw the benefit for the beekeepers. She saw the benefit for us. And she loves her bees. So, you know, it's a win-win for all. It's there's absolutely no hard feelings there. She did relocate her bees off of our property.
Yep.
And at no, there I go again, no hard feelings. Because she did not want our bees and her bees to be, say, competing against each other.
That and too,
she has other places.
She has, and she's like us now. We're trying to put bees and spread the bees and save the bees, and the more hives we get out there, the more they keep expanding, and the more bees we get out there. So,
and she's limited to the number of hives that she can place at different locations.
Right.
And just it's a win-win for all.
That's right.
There are no hard feelings, and I didn't feel that it was necessary to go out and make a video stating that.
Well, I thought I explained it in the first video. I really did. Well, I know you don't watch the video, so you don't have a clue.
But not everybody sees everything.
Yeah, right.
And I know that question has been asked, and I just wanted to address it.
That's right. And I know I also get to the comments, Jason, you've already said that in the video. Why do you keep repeating yourself? This is why I have to repeat myself sometimes. Because not everybody
sees the same thing.
Yeah, that's right.
Some of you see every single thing.
Yep.
And, I mean, we appreciate every one of you, whether you can't watch everything or you watch everything, But it's just like me. I miss things. And we all do.
Yeah,
we can't very well see every little thing. So information may get repeated, but it's just for a cause that's needed.
Right.
All right, what else?
Oh, let's see here. Oh, I was going to say this. This is something that I used to do, and then I stopped. And, I've seen people say, how come you're not on TikTok, or I missed you on TikTok? And so I started posting the little short videos back on TikTok. So if you are a TikTok fan, I know most people,
because you needed something else to do.
Well, I already got the short video, so I'm like, why not post it there too? We got people over there that like us, and as soon as I started posting over there, oh my gracious, they're like, we missed you so much. So if you are a TikTok person,
some people only have time for short videos.
Yeah,
and we get it,
right.
Everybody's lives are different, and I don't mean lives like live right now.
Right,
I mean like your life.
lives.
Everybody's lives. They're all different. We all have different amounts of time. And
that's right. Oh man. Oh, somebody said, Brooke, did you know yesterday was National Cookie Day?
I'll tell y'all what. Yesterday, I had to go north.
Oh goodness.
And I looked at the cookies because they're different every day.
Yeah.
I looked, and there were some that enticed me.
Was there any new ones on there?
Yes, sir. Every one of them were new. There were 6 new ones.
What were they? You don't remember?
I don't remember, but I know that there were some that I would have liked.
Really?
But guess what? I didn't stop. I did not stop.
On National Cookie Day.
Well, I didn't know that. Good thing I didn't know it.
Yeah.
And I also have found out that in certain flavors, they offer a smaller one.
Oh, okay.
They offer a smaller one. And so my eyes see the big one, but I make it focus in on that little one and make it work. But the flavors looked good. And there was even some that you would have loved.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Mary Carl had her fill of cookies yesterday.
Oh my gracious!
I told y'all she eats cookies every single day. That's her sweet craving.
When we watch a movie, she eats cookies and I eat popcorn.
He eats Brooks popcorn. That's Brooks popcorn.
The air
fried popcorn.
Is that called air fried?
Well,
what's it called? Air popped.
Air
popped popcorn.
I wonder if you could put it in the air fryer. I bet it'd go everywhere.
I was thinking the other day, that kernel popcorn, corn in general, is amazing. You know what? You can make it and have sweet, juicy corn on the cob, or sheep head corn, or cream corn, or it could just pop and turn into.
They make some little cobs. Well, they grow some little cobs that are intended for birds. I don't know why they're different than any other kind of popcorn, but we have bought some on sale before at a pet store, and it's little cobs, and you put them in the microwave and they pop. And Mary Carl's birds love to eat it off the cob because it's, of course, I don't know what you would call it. She likes to do things that keep their mind active,
I got you.
To make them
Keep them busy.
Yeah, but there's a good way to say that sounds smart. And I can't come up with it. Oh goodness.
I grew some popcorn one year.
I remember that.
I did. It didn't
pop very
I mean,
well.
it was okay. It's a novelty thing. I mean, it is, or at least it was for us.
My popcorn is not novelty that I eat. I depend on my popcorn.
But to grow it,
oh yeah,
and then pop it, it was a lot of work, and you get this one little cob, and I don't know, it just.
Well,
it would be cool because Mary Carl liked it. She was really, really little then, and it was cool. And to be something
enrichment. There we go. It's enrichment for the birds.
Enrichment for the birds.
Yes. Now I sound very smart. Thank y'all.
But that's something that could interest kids in gardening.
Sure.
If you grew your own popcorn.
That's right.
But, it wasn't really worth it though.
No. Coming home from Monroeville the other day when we had to go to the funeral service, I had not had any popcorn. Speaking of that, I haven't had a popcorn today.
Yeah.
And I wanted my popcorn. And Mama said, well, stop at that Love's Truck Stop. They probably got popcorn.
They probably do.
And I said, yeah, they probably got a microwave sitting there that you can buy the popcorn and pop it yourself and keep on driving.
Or it's like the movie theater popcorn.
And it was late when I got home. And everybody was ready to go to bed because y'all were kind of waiting on me to get home. Mm-hmm. So I didn't get my popcorn. But I did the next day. I don't go a day without my popcorn.
I don't know what it is about that movie theater popcorn. But it's kind of like getting a hot dog at a football game or a ball game.
Those hot dogs at that Love sure look good.
Like you get a hot dog from a ball game.
It's just way better.
It just tastes way better than it does.
There is our Brown Farmhouse. And why don't you tell Nico what you said?
Nico, if this is you, buddy, I told Brooke, because if y'all don't know, Nico is a diehard Texas Longhorn fans, and you guys know that I'm an Alabama Crimson Tide fan, and both of our teams controversially made the playoffs. And I told Brooke, and the national championship game is in Houston, Texas, buddy. And I told Brooke, I said, man, if Alabama and Texas make it, me and Nico gonna have to go.
We're gonna have to go. So I was trying to come up with a happy meeting place so Nico could come from Orlando and meet Jason.
Yeah.
And then those two go to Houston to watch the. Well, we're not there yet. We can't make these plans.
We got to beat Michigan first, and they got to beat Washington.
That's right.
Yeah.
But
wouldn't
that be fun?
Oh, I thought that would be. Oh my goodness, wouldn't that be fun? One of us would come back though unhappy.
Yeah, somebody'd have to drive with their head hanging out the window.
Somebody would come back unhappy.
Oh goodness, that's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was some controversy about the 4 teams that made it to the playoffs, and it always is.
It always. Not this year was the worst though. This year is one of those years. There are legitimate.
Don't. You're not going to sound smart. So just say
there's 6 teams that you could pull them in and out.
What did he say?
And where'd he go?
I'm there.
Don't need an excuse to go to Houston. I was looking on Sugar Bowl tickets as well.
Oh goodness.
That's right. He's playing in the Sugar Bowl. We're going to the Rose Bowl. So
yeah,
that's a long ways for us.
Yeah, you're right. Rose Bowl's in
California. We can stay
at
Lester's.
Oh, wouldn't that be awesome? Oh my gracious. Oh, it's getting better.
Oh man.
Reckon what Lester's gonna say about this?
I don't know.
Y'all can stay in the old camper.
Lester, me and Nico, we're gonna come over here and stay at your place, buddy.
That's right. We're on the way. January 4th. We'll be there. Isn't that when it is?
Gosh, I don't even know what day it is.
January 4th, I believe is.
I think it's probably the first game.
Yeah, you're right.
And then the second game will be later on. But anyways,
we got to laughing about it. We got tickled thinking about Jason and Nico going to the game. And Nico is from our Brown Farmhouse. And if y'all don't follow them, they're a wonderful family.
Oh, y'all need to go check them out.
And just great friends of ours. And we love to have fun with them.
We could take Lester to the game too.
Oh, that'd be real
Longhorn fun. Lester.
Reckon he's going to wear an Alabama hat or a Texas hat?
He's going to dress up like a Longhorn Lester.
Well, then he's going to be a Texas
He's got to have his cowboy boots on. He's got to wear his cowboy hat. And he's got to wear his Longhorn Lester shirt.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
This is gonna be fun.
I'm feeling it right now.
So Natalie, Jamie, and myself have to stay home and handle the farm.
We don't even you know what, Nico? We don't even have to. We could get us a TV and just tailgate the entire time out there. That may
At
be
Lester's house?
no in the
Oh.
parking lot
Oh, okay.
with Lester.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You don't even have to go in.
no,
Just be the point.
yeah.
Boy, y'all would get some views on that video. Or either they change the channel, one of the two.
Oh goodness.
It'd be fun though.
Oh,
Guys and their football.
I know
Some ladies like football.
they do.
I
They
used
do.
to like it. I just
You know, I was thinking the other day. I was thinking, you know what? I've always been passionate about college football and college basketball. Always have been. I mean, my grandfather went to Duke, and so I've always been a Duke basketball fan as well as an Alabama basketball fan. But my nanny growing up, she was a hardcore Atlanta Braves fan.
now you're talking about two different sides of the family now.
Yes, yeah,
Your
two different. My
grandfather went to Duke, and that was your
my
mama's
that was
daddy.
my mama's daddy.
Granddaddy is the one that was affected by the tornado.
Yeah, that
and
just turned 101.
His wife
His
was
wife.
who he called Nanny, who has since passed away.
Yes.
And she was the one that was a Braves fan.
She was a Braves fan, y'all, and she loved the Atlanta Braves. And I remember her, that big y'all know the big TVs that were
The
just
console TVs?
huge console TV. And this one had to change the channel on this one. It had a door that lifted up on the side. And if my
Where the
memory,
channels were?
it had a record player in there too.
Oh, yeah.
And it had the channels in there.
I remember seeing those.
And then it would shut back. But I remember, and I think that's where that came from with me. I think watching Nanny, I think that's where it came from with me.
Huh.
With my nanny. She loved Atlanta Braves.
I watched baseball religiously when I was younger.
I used to watch them too. I used to love the Braves.
Well, not just the Braves. I watched all teams.
Oh, I love
and
the
I
Braves.
collected baseball cards.
Baseball cards too.
But I played, softball. As a matter of fact, I played on a little league baseball team. I guess I was 9. And back then, girls didn't play sports that were boys only. It just didn't happen.
Yeah,
now it's all over the place.
It's all over the place now.
But this was back in the 80s. So I was the only girl on all of the baseball league.
Right.
But I wanted to play, and there was no softball. And that was my way of getting my feet wet. And lo and behold, I was hooked. I wasn't that good when I first started, but as time went on, there were some boys that rode the bench and I got to play. So I guess I was better than they were.
That's right.
But that got me interested in playing ball, and I did throughout high school and a little bit in college. But those were the good old days.
Those were the good
I didn't
old
have
days.
any regrets about me being the only girl on the team either. Didn't bother me. I didn't care. I knew I could hang with them.
You can hang with them.
Well, I wasn't, better than any of them, but I could hang with them. And it just gave me confidence to continue on. And I didn't play baseball with the boys anymore after that because I was playing in an older girls softball league because they didn't have softball for young girls. They had it for older girls. And I played with the older girls. Even though I was like 10, they were 18. But that was fun.
I played, and we had a girl on our team, and she was pretty good too. And in one game, and I want to think, I'm almost positive it was the last game of the season, and she hit it over the fence.
That's pretty crazy.
11, 12 years.
And you were a year older than
I was a year older than her.
And I didn't play that year either.
Yeah, and plus we were in two different
leagues.
Back where we grew, the town we grew in, depending on what side of town you lived on, is what area you played for.
Yeah,
so.
That's crazy that there were so many
people. She
people.
hit one over the fence.
How about that?
Unreal. I never hit one over the fence, but I didn't weigh but probably 40 pounds soaking wet, and I was a little bitty old fella.
I was much better defensive player than I was offensive.
I was little.
I was little. I didn't have power, but I had a good arm.
I was so little. I didn't have any power, but I had figured out how I could get on base. And there was basically 3 ways that I would get on base. And I would bat lead off because I almost all the time would get on base.
Mm-hmm.
And the way I do that was, because I was so tiny, is that I would make my strike zone so small. It's already small.
Yeah, because you.
But I would make it even smaller that I would get walked a lot. The other way is I would get hit by a pitch.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I would lean in to it and get hit by a pitch, so I would
Well,
get
see,
walked that
you
way.
were in player pitch. Mine was coach pitch.
Oh, okay. And the third way is I was a great bunter, so I would bunt. But they would catch on and they would start cheating in because they knew I was a great possibility that I would bunt.
And we
but,
couldn't bunt during that time. I
yeah,
guess
because
because
it was
it was
coach
coach pitch.
pitch. I guess so. But
Well, the coach wasn't going to get the ball and throw you out.
I got hit by many pitches.
Huh. Well, that's probably why I quit, because I didn't want to. I didn't want to be in the boys throwing at me. They probably would have hit me every time.
Man.
I wonder what those boys thought about me.
I don't know. We treated the girl on my team, like she was one of the guys.
I don't ever remember anybody being ugly, but I
Yeah.
also wonder what in the back of their mind they were saying. This girl playing with all these boys.
I think because of our age, we didn't care.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I really don't.
Huh.
I don't think we cared.
I don't
That was
know.
fun.
Nobody ever said anything.
That was the good old days. You remember this though? Now it ain't like this. Now it's fancy and dancy, and they getting embroidered special hats fitted. And back then we had them hats that were foam and they were huge.
Oh yeah, mine had a C
They
on
sat
it.
up on your head like this, and then we had those plastic.
They had holes all in
holes
them,
all in them,
and that wasn't good for a girl.
And they were. I don't know what kind of material they were.
Stuck to you.
And had the iron-on numbers.
Yep.
And I played for People's Bank, and so there wasn't no fancy logo or anything. They literally took the letters, and just had People's Bank.
Mine was Cloverleaf.
And everybody's had the same block style letters. You had different colors. And
I'm gonna have to find that picture of me in my Cloverleaf uniform.
Yeah.
With my big old, it looks like a hard hat, sitting on the top of my head with that letter C on it. I wish I could find a team picture.
Oh man,
that was really something. But y'all, that was my first year ever playing on a team, and my coach was hard. He didn't take any sympathy that I was a girl. I had to do just as much as those boys, and it was an eye opener for me.
Oh my goodness!
It was realization that
I had so much fun though.
I did too.
I had so much fun, and I mean, I can't tell you how important and proud I felt. And I don't know about you, but you put your socks on first.
Oh yeah.
And then you put your leggings on, or that's what I called them. But it's the colored things that go
the stirrups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because only baseball players wore those.
Yeah.
And when I got those, you talking about,
yeah, because when I played in high school, our the stripes were made on the socks.
Oh,
that was softball.
Oh yeah.
Our stripes were made on the socks.
Man, I thought those things were the greatest things. Those and my pony cleats with the flap on that covered your shoestrings up.
Yeah, that was pretty cool too.
Wasn't that cool?
That was pretty cool.
That was awesome.
Well, enough about going down memory lane. But I will say, I thought early in my life, I always thought I want a little boy that I can play ball with.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
That was my activities that I enjoyed, was being outside and playing ball. And thinking back, I don't know if I could have handled it. Sure, I could have handled it. I don't mean it like that, but I think that I did better by having a little girl that wasn't interested in any sports to have a break.
Yeah, probably so.
Just imagine, Mary Carl is about to be 14. If she was a boy, she would more than likely be involved in sports.
And now, y'all,
they go everywhere, and they're never home.
When we played sport, I played basketball and baseball. I couldn't because I was born with one kidney, so they wouldn't let me play football. Even though I wanted to play football, they wouldn't let me play football. And when I played basketball and baseball, they made me wear a kidney protector. And so, but I played those, and then I would go to the Alabama basketball camp, and that was it. Yeah. You played basketball was in the fall,
right?
And you played baseball in the summer. That was it. Now it's 24/7, 365.
No, it's totally different. And I don't feel like that's been that long ago.
Man.
On the clock, it has been a while.
Yeah.
But still, it's changed so much in the length of time since we did play that I'm thankful. Of course, I'd do whatever my child wanted to do. But
right.
It sure is nice not having to do all that.
Now we travel all the place taking pictures of birds.
That's all right. That's all right.
Oh, man. Michael said, "Don't forget the big league chew." Oh my goodness.
The big league chew.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I love the big league chew.
I like the purple.
The purple was good. I like the purple and I like the regular, but yeah. But there was one kid's parents that would bring us the wrapper bubble gum.
Oh yeah, Miss Bonnie did for us in softball.
And I liked the grape in it too, and the green. I like both those two.
Miss Bonnie owned a convenience store, so every game when I was in high school, we got a brown paper sack that was slap full of what you're talking about, bubble gum.
Yeah, bubble gum.
Not big league chew, bubble gum. And it was so nice of her, but it didn't last very long. You go out one inning and you come back out, and you better have that wrapper because you had to have somewhere to put the gum back.
Oh, yeah, it was rough, but the big league chew was awesome because as a young man and your major leaguers back then had that wad of chew in the back end of their mouth, so that was your closest thing was that big league chew.
Yep. Well, I never wanted to dip, thankfully.
Thankfully.
Well, we gotta go get our child some chips from the food truck.
Oh gosh, that's right. Ryan, I'm going to the taco truck, buddy.
Going to the taco truck.
Mm-hmm.
Going to the taco truck. I don't know what I'm gonna eat, but it's not gonna be the same thing I usually get.
I'm gonna have to get something different too. I don't know. We'll have to see.
But y'all, don't forget, we launched honey, new product, new website, new coffee flavor. Calendars are out. Check it out. Gotta say it, www.cogkillfarm.com. And I still get tickled because people will say, comment on the YouTube video or comment on Facebook, how do I find your honey?
Yeah.
And I love it because I get to type in the whole thing.
Right.
www.cogkillfarm.com.
That's right.
Try to make it easy for y'all. But I hope y'all get your honey orders in and you enjoy them and everybody's happy. And we will be back here when? Saturday morning.
That's right.
So
yep.
Gotta do the greetings.
The greetings.
Yeah.
What greetings?
What do you say when
we're ending.
Yeah.
Y'all be good.
It's not gonna do it again.
It's not gonna. I can't believe the balloons. They were getting the balloons to work all the time. There they go.
Oh, y'all be good. There we go.
Oh man.
I was wondering where you were going.
Going wrong.